boat 12, probably first place right now, checking in back on the left. So St. Mary's.
And if St. Mary's wins this race, it puts them on 7 wins, right up there with BC now. Both of those two would be in the lead. BC in the lead at the moment with 7 wins. Must be very hard for a team like Charleston though, coming out 5 wins yesterday. They were the top of the leaderboard and nothing today.
Yeah, and it just shows, you know, how good that the competition is here. That just because you're dominant one day doesn't mean you're necessarily going to continue. We'll see if they can bounce back. Plenty more racing to come. But yeah, that's gotta hurt. Well, you see boat 10. Is that Victor?
It's Victor. It's easy to see him.
Yeah.
I like the little visor. It helps. Victor and
should be Kelly Merriman. Oh, sailing with them. Josh Greenslade, the other boat.
Yeah.
But take a look at this, boat 6. I think that's Alec Anderson. Got to the right, starboard boat here. Yikes.
Close, but
very close. Not quite enough. A little slam dunk lee bow, if you will, from 12. And sorry, that's I believe that's John Wallace in boat 12. So making it closer than it probably had to be, but St. Mary's still safely in the 1-2 here as they split tacks at the finish. And there it is, 1-2, and a win over Roger Williams.
So up next we have Charleston in orange, Stanford in green. Both of these teams haven't won a race today. They've got to be hungry for it.
Yeah, absolutely, and hard to imagine Stanford and Charleston not winning races in 4 flights so far. But one of them, I'm predicting, Jane, that one of them will win this race.
That's a good prediction.
Yeah.
Getting better.
Yeah. Can't do much worse. Yeah, theoretically, you can both lose, so to speak, or you can win and then get your win taken away from you if you have something egregious like boat damage.
I guess it depends on your definition of winning, but I think we might all agree on what it is. Good breeze here still. Lucky that it turned around.
Well, I think we're ready for the next race. It appears that the race committee is set. I'm not sure.
Got Roger Williams coming in here, St. Mary's also in for the changeover. Oh, you know what? We actually have a breakdown on the dock. Boat number 7, orange, and that's Charleston's boat, is waiting for repair. I believe it looked like that was Zeke's boat from the previous race, and I think he was having some trouble with the tiller extension. Looked like it may have snapped off. Don't know how sometimes that happens when you sit on it, or if you bang it down, or if it's just old. So that looks like what the delay is here. That looks like they don't want to get started with the next race, waiting for orange and green to get started here. I wonder if that may have anything, any play into that race that they just lost to Georgetown, if they may ask for redress for a breakdown. Not sure.
Yeah, I imagine if there was, that Zeke would know what to do there.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any gossip about that. Well, so we're in a little bit of a delay here, but we should be back very soon with
actually surprising first breakdown that I've seen or I've noticed. Often I guess the conditions haven't been too extreme, but you know, when you're sailing with this much rigor with this much on the line, it's definitely not unheard of to have lots of breakdowns.
Yeah, now these boats are brand new, of course. The University of Texas, an amazing fundraising effort before the regatta to put together this fleet of 18 boats. They sold their old ones, and that's a nice little keepsake for hosting nationals, but not easy, I'm sure, especially for a club team, a student-run team, relying a lot on friends and supporters of the University of Texas sailing team. But they're great boats provided by Laser Performance, the official boat supplier, or the official supplier for ICSA Nationals.
So we're looking at Roger Williams down here. It looks like they're grabbing a snack, having a powwow. Roger Williams on 4 wins. Sort of middle, lower end of the leaderboard at the moment. Sure.
Well, we're just getting set up here. I think we're going to get started again soon, but just a little delay with that breakdown. As we look at the empty change dock now, Roger Williams debriefing after that race, and you know, I think we may have an on-the-dock correspondent making her way out there. Yeah, let's check in. Let's check in and see what we've got down on the change dock. Jane, can you hear me? Are you down there?
Oh yeah, just tuck back. And I was like, and then like I look over.
Oh, she's still okay. Jane's still looking around, trying to find.
So just down here, waiting while Roger Williams is having a little powwow. See if we can get one of them to chat to us. Lots of people off for swims at the moment. It's pretty warm down here. Stanford waiting also.
All right.
See if we can get someone here. Hey Sean, can I ask you a couple of questions?
A couple questions.
Yeah.
Wow, how about that? All right, what's up?
How's it going? So we're looking at this camera right here.
Okay.
So you're a senior, right?
Yeah.
So how does it feel? Last team race nationals?
It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, you can't ask for a better place to end it. At least. I mean, it's been perfect sailing.
Yeah.
Good
so
breeze,
what
good
do
weather.
you think about the venue? Would you wish for anything more?
No, not at all. I mean, I love the heat and I love the breeze. I mean, you can't beat it for sure. But I don't know. It's not been going the best for us. I mean, we've been given away races that really were ours to have. So a little frustrating from that respect. But I mean, I don't know. It was a fun year last year, and this year is kind of just a little send off, and it's a good group of guys that we've been sailing with here, and can't ask for better for sure.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you do at this point? You have a couple more races in this round.
Just
quite a few more.
Close it out for sure. I mean, we got 3 left. We got to win those. Just control what we can. We got. I don't know. Unfortunately, we're putting ourselves behind the 8 ball here with a number of losses, but the only thing we can control is the next 3, and if we win those, maybe we'll have a shot. So that's kind of the way we're looking at it right now, and hopefully it works out.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Any particular teams you enjoy sailing against out here? Or any favorites or any?
I mean, we just sailed St. Mary's. Those guys are a ton of fun.
Yeah.
They're just class act. It's as soon as the race is over, it's a congratulations no matter who wins, and it's quality racing all the time. So certainly enjoy them. But I mean, all the teams are fun. I mean, just being on the water here and having real close races and every single race, you can't beat that. I think it's just been a lot of fun. I don't think there's any one team that I'll say is better than the rest. I think everybody's got a shot, and it's just making sure you do the little things well.
Cool. Mm-hmm. And you, as a senior, you seem to have a good perspective on the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what's going on with this breakdown?
No, I have no idea. I didn't even know we had a breakdown.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cool. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Have fun. Enjoy.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks Jane for for that interview, and we are gearing up for the next round of racing. It's coming up soon, but it's not ready yet. Jane joining us back in the studio. Thank you for that. Always good to hear from the Hawks. Still waiting on the racing.
Yeah.
Fun time down there on the dock, though.
Absolutely. Almost went for a swim.
You feel free. I mean, you've got time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. They don't seem to know down there either. So.
Well, at this point, all of the boats, as we can see, are
there?
on the court or on the pre-start area. I'm trying to see. You know, I don't see the start. Oh, I do see the start pin. It's over by boat 17. So I can only imagine that they're moving something on the course that I'm not aware of. We need more information up here.
Taking a swim.
We can just take a swim.
I think they might be taking a swim.
Race committee? Yeah, it's got to be brutally hot out there.
Yeah.
Well, Jane, tell us a fun fact about New Zealand. That's where you're from, right?
Yes, that is where I'm from. You didn't say Australia. Lots of people say Australia. Even when they know it's New Zealand, they say Australia.
That's funny. That's a funny joke.
Yeah, it's very funny. Very funny. The more you hear it, the funnier it gets as well. Fun fact about New Zealand. Well, Lord of the...
Yeah, I was just going to say. Lord of the Rings was shot there.
It's always a go-to. Lord of the Rings was filmed there. It's absolutely beautiful.
Okay, so that's enough of that. It looks like orange and green are indeed doing something here. I haven't heard horns, but they are team racing before the start, and so I can only imagine we must be getting close to the start of orange and green.
That would make sense. So it is Charleston and Stanford. Yep, Charleston and Stanford finishing up flight 5. Believe there was a breakdown in boat number 7. That was what Zeke was sailing. He's probably still in it. Looks pretty good right now, though.
All right, and there they go off the starting line. Now we're still working on repairing that overhead camera. It went out on the change dock, so we're going to lose view of that race, unfortunately. We will pick it back up.
You're going to have to trust us, but green is looking pretty good. Green is Stanford. Little nice lead here for 2 of their boats, 15 and 14, both tacking now.
There you go.
And we were talking about this before, but both of these teams really want, as they all want, the wins. Stanford hasn't had a win today. Charleston also hasn't had a win today. So
bear with us as we are repairing that camera up top. And now back on to the race course. Well, green is looking pretty good here. Stanford controlling the middle. But boat 9 for Charleston is looking good on the top left. Oh yeah, now we can really see it as they tack over. That's the lead boat. They're in control here, but they got the last place boat, boat 7, on the left of the screen as well. As our crew monkeys about the roof of the pavilion here, repairing cameras. We're really, really pleased to be joined by such a fantastic staff here at Chris Love Productions. Chad on the camera switching and direction. Kate Taylor over there on the camera. And Reed hanging from the rafters, rigging up more cameras. I'm Chris Love, Jane Mackey here from New Zealand.
From New Zealand, land of Lord of the Rings and other things.
Did you make up that rhyme just now?
Yep.
Very good. It does sound like we're in sequence for the next race, which would be the start of Flight 6, Brown versus Georgetown. Georgetown will be in blue, Brown will be in red, and that race is coming up in just a few moments. Back on the course, though, green and orange. Stanford tacking over. Are they going to be able to overtake boat 9? Yes, I think Stanford's moved into the 1. Maybe they had it. This is a imperfect angle for watching this stuff, but it looks like Stanford has a chance to go 1-2 here.
Charleston is, poking out the front perhaps.
got to be tough. They're going to want to tack and cross. But then they've got to come right back at them now.
9.
See, they
Who is
can't
that?
do
So
it.
that's Ben. Ben Spector, Junior from Charleston. Boat number 9.
And look at that, a 1-2-3 now for Stanford as they come into Mark 2. Oh, maybe not.
Wowzers.
We may have a penalty turn. But that still leaves 2 Stanford boats out in front, a 1-2. Well, I think we ought to turn back down to the red and blue coming up to the start line right now. I just heard, I can finally hear the horns for some reason. I just heard them count down the last 5 seconds. So Brown in red, Georgetown in blue, and it looks like we've got the lead boat, 7, Georgetown.
Reasonably even at this point.
Yeah, Georgetown winning that pair on the left, winning the pair in the middle, 16, but then you've got Brown winning the pair closest to us. That's boat 1 to windward of boat 18.
Not looking so good down near the pin.
Little bit of a left shift here. Everybody tacks over to port. And that's probably going to be good for Georgetown, as that's where the 2 pairs are.
It's looking great for Georgetown.
They're, yeah, leading both pairs on the left side.
Georgetown just coming out of the woodworks today.
Yeah, what is their record so far today?
I think they may have won every race. Let's take a look.
Yeah, they beat Boston College. We saw them beat St. Mary's in race 9.
They've gone from 2 wins to 4. That seems wrong.
If you need the official results, which are probably a little more reliable than our chicken scratch on our rotation sheet, you can head over to 2012nationals.collegesailing.org and click on results, and you'll have the official results.
So we saw these guys that go out, so we actually know who's in which boat here, so I can give you a little update on that. So we have, from Brown, we have Tommy Fink in 1. It's with Molly Bernstein. Colin Smith in 2 with Louisa Chaffee. And in 3, it's Tyler Rice and Ashley Noble. And then in Georgetown, in 16, we have Sydney, 17 Evan, and 18 Chris. Unfortunately, don't actually have crews names for these guys.
Well,
Sorry about that.
Look at this. So if you've got it right, then this is Tommy Fink and Molly Bernstein in boat 1. They're attempting to stop the entire race, and that's a tall order, but they're doing a pretty good job so far. Their teammates were in the deep 5-6, and I think that Tommy Fink was thinking he needed to take action, and so he did. He ends up letting 2 boats pass. Brown is now chasing a 1-2, but I don't think that they are any worse off than they were just a moment ago with a deep 5-6. Tough maneuver there in that breeze. You saw his boat completely came to a stop. Georgetown was able to sail to leeward and get around, but can't blame him for trying here. And now they're going to be just a boat length back with 2 more red boats not too far behind. So at least I think Brown does have a shot. Coming upwind, we may be impeded by the pole in the corner, but we're looking at the greens and the oranges. Stanford versus Charleston. And Stanford still has the 1. You can see boat 15, but they're working hard to try to pass back here. They want to get their teammate boat 14 out from under 7. And now 7 tacking away and giving it to them. Stanford is going to have to duck here. Oh, my goodness. Big lee bow there. Any contact, or was that clean? I guess it was clean. And now simultaneously tacking back again. Good battle going on here. from Charleston. That's Mac Mace from Charleston. Just barely hanging on, trying to keep Stanford from getting this 1-2. He's hanging there in the middle. You know, in team racing, you can't sit there that long. You're going to slide back eventually. You got the bad air from 15. You're unable to foot because you've got a lured boat, and they slide right out the back. But the longer it takes, the better, because you can see that boat on the other side. Boat 7 gets into clean breeze, tacks back, but with the starboard advantage, Stanford is back on top, 1-2. So Charleston just had a taste of it there, just a piece of Stanford, but couldn't capitalize on it.
So I'm wondering with Charleston, do you think that they were just quite a bit better in the breeze, Chris?
Well, it's not surprising, you know, they sail in a very breezy venue. They sail 420s also, so they're not specialists in FJs as Stanford certainly is. That's all they've got on the West Coast.
It's just a marked difference between yesterday and today for Charleston.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can see the coach standing up right below us with hands on his head.
Take a look at this. 7 maybe sneaking in there. Zeke Horowitz attacking right at the pin.
1.
Oh my goodness, did he just take the 1?
I think he did.
Oh my goodness, and now Stanford frantically trying to slow down the other boats, but what are they going to do? Their other teammates in last place. They cruise across the line, and it's going to be a 1-4-5, I believe. Oh, it is close, and we are not at a great angle, but
I think Charleston got it.
I really think they do. I can't believe it. We were already, I mean, I will admit, I counted them out. 2 tacks ago, it didn't look like it was possible, and then all of a sudden, 7 manages to sail up the left side. Zeke Horowitz sneaking in at the pin.
Nice job.
And Stanford's got no options. Wow. Well, we'll have to check in with them and see. What's that, guys?
No,
we don't have communication with the finish boat. We're seeing what you saw. Do you think you got it?
we think so too.
Yeah, we're chatting with Charleston at the moment, and we both think that that they got it, but no communication with the finish boat.
Results.
Let's check in with the results. I don't know if they come up that quick, Jane.
Just get them ready.
Okay. Getting them ready. Meanwhile, red and blue, Georgetown still hanging on.
Georgetown's stellar performance. That's Evan Eris in 17, and Sydney in 16. 1-2.
So we are taking a look at the results. They're a little out of date. They still haven't scored any of Flight 5.
We're seeing a resale for Charleston and Georgetown race 12, and that's what I thought, because there was a breakdown. There was a really tight race. There were lots of spinning in that race. Both sides, both teams came right down to the end. It was very close, very hard to call it, and then a breakdown for Zeke. So that will be resailed, I'm guessing at a later time today, perhaps at the end of the day.
So you just saw Georgetown come across the line 1, 2, 3. Pretty dominant race there as we're wrapping up, writing our notes here. So go ahead, Shane, you use the machine. Meanwhile, we've got St. Mary's and Boston College on the race course now. The black and yellow boats. And we are getting the camera onto those boats right now. And this is going to be St. Mary's in the lead again. St. Mary's, they're having a heck of a day. A big 1-2, a very deep 6, so that 1-2 really is kind of their only option here. They can't afford to have that broken up. But looking very strong on this first beat coming up to the windward mark. And Meanwhile, you can see the Georgetown and Brown boats coming through to the rotation dock. Well, St. Mary's, I'm singing their praises, but they're overcommitting to the left side at the moment. Now we see 10 coming back. I get very critical when teams don't protect both sides, because I've seen time and time again these wind shifts. They come so quick, even little ones can be just enough for starboard tacker to get a piece of you. And in this case, it works out fine for St. Mary's. 1-2 right around, but BC is nipping at their heels. They can hear the water lapping the bows behind them, hear the breathing of the sailors as they're chasing down the 1-2. And meanwhile, I don't know what happened to that last place boat. They must have been on another race. They've got to be about a minute behind the lead 5. Just entering the frame now, boat 11, way behind. So this is going to be tough. Boat 12 is already getting swallowed up. You can see this. The yellow boat's sailing high. Boat 4 coming up and over the top. The other 2 yellows sailing low. They've got no help from their other teammate. And big opportunity here for Boston College.
This is an important race as well because both of these teams are sitting on seven wins right now, and that's the most wins any team has. Brown also on 7, but BC and St. Mary's both on 7. Both sailing really well today.
Little update in the schedule here. Charleston and Hobart will sail next. That'll round out Flight 6. We can see heading out to the course the red boats. That's Brown, who's getting ready to start Flight 7 against Roger Williams. But the black and yellow coming downwind here, and BC has made quick work of this. They've already got, it looks like 2 boats maybe inside of the St. Mary's 1-2, or what was formerly a 1-2. Let's see as they come into the leeward mark, what is St. Mary's going to do? Around the leeward mark, St. Mary's still hanging on to the 1. Is 12 going to have mark room on 4? Or on 6, excuse me. No, they're not, but they are playing back and doing a nice job there. So I think St. Mary's changing it up. They're thinking about a play 4 here. You saw that tack inside the zone. That formerly would have been a Matt Knowles play, but that has since been changed. The rules changed specifically because of that loophole in team racing.
We're getting some yelling down here on the dock. Coaches are getting a little heated.
You know, this happens every year around this time. You get halfway through the second round robin, and the stress levels really start to go up. Everybody's thinking about making that final 4, and the margins for error are so slim here. Okay, we got a spinning boat. Boat 6 for Boston College doing circles. There's 1 circle, there's 2 circles, so that was umpire initiated. Well, not initiated, it was umpire ruling. And that's going to help St. Mary's out a great deal, as they probably still have the 1 here. Boat 4 might be challenging for that. Alex Cook in the trademark white hat with ear flaps. I can't question that call, having
No.
sat through 6 days of Texas heat. But that might be Boston College's only option here, is to go for the one. I don't think that's going to happen, though, and so Alex Cook has got to be thinking about a backup plan, or else they're going to be in trouble. St. Mary's with a 1-3-4, approaching the finish line here.
Victor in first. You know, we see him up there a lot, Chris.
We do. Liebau there.
Communicating back with his teammates, hand gestures.
There we go, back to racing. Sorry if you're getting tired of looking at us. That's all we've got to cut to when the pole gets in the way.
Not much runway left now.
No, and St. Mary's, the other two boats doing a really nice job of double teaming 5, pushing them back. Now you're going to see them split. One of them needs to take 6, one of them needs to take 5. And it's really tricky. They need to keep both boats in back of both of the other boats. They need to keep it all balanced. Because when you get that imbalance, you know, that's when the 1-4-5 turns into the 1-4-6.
They are all pretty close together.
Yeah, now bringing it back. And now St. Mary's thinking play one. May as well. You're right there at the finish. Make it easy. If 2 boats get across the line, the race is over. Looks like a good call. Both St. Mary's boats laying the finish at this point. Turning it up.
Very nice.
Good conversion there. It's going to be a 1-2 or a 1-3 for St. Mary's. Either way, a win over Boston College.
Puts them on 8 wins, and that is the top team at this point.
St. Mary's the team to beat.
Yep, BC and Brown close behind, just one win behind.
All right, so I think what we're looking at on the course here, is this the resale?
Charleston and Hobart.
I wonder if they're doing...
Or it'll be Charleston and Georgetown if it's the resale.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a look. Sometimes they save the resales till the end. Sometimes they can get them going right away. It really depends on the logistics of the rotation. So we've got green on the race course. We've got orange on the race course. Well, either way, Charleston is orange. They've been in orange for... They'll be in orange for 4 races in a row.
It looks like Hobart and green.
Okay, so
see by that penny.
That race 12, Charleston, Georgetown, never happened. They're going to resale that later.
On to race 18.
Moving on to race 18.
Finishing
Hobart
off
wins.
flight 6.
So this would be Charleston in the lead in boat 9. That'll be Ben Spector with Alyssa Aiken out in front, but 2 Hobart boats not far behind. And Charleston also has Zeke Horowitz in 7 in last place. So I think Hobart's got to be thinking they've got a chance to get ahead coming up to this windward mark.
Hobart sailing pretty well today. 3 wins so far.
Look at this, Hobart already leebowing. Oh, just a bad tack, I think, from Ben Spector. He's got Hobart now to leeward and ahead at the ley line, and now luffing him up and passing. Hobart takes the 1. Now, I'm not sure if Ben Spector might still be able to pin around the mark. It doesn't look like it. It looks like... Oh, just barely. Yep, hanging on the inside lane. Okay, so he hasn't quite given it up. But it's going to be close, Charleston. Yep, Hobart around first. Charleston around second.
Now, did you see what happened to Zeke at the start of that? Any
I didn't.
idea?
No, we were still finishing up the other race, and I did not see how he came off the line. Not well. So it seems that all 6 boats have rounded the windward mark together. And on this little reach leg, we're going to see if Hobart can pull out a 1-2 coming into Mark 2. That's what I'm seeing right now. So Charleston manages a little bit of a pass back there, getting Zeke Horowitz out of last place into the inside lane coming into Mark 2. And now they're trying for more. They want to go play 2. Spectre back in action, taking 15 high. I feel like I'm sort of telling this from the perspective of Charleston. We also have names for Hobart. That's Austin Anderson in the low boat, Sam Bluen in the middle, and Johnny Norfleet in the high boat. 13, 14, 15. So it wasn't quite that cut and dry. We've still got lots more, but you know, again, we've got this kind of skewed course.
Very hard on this downwind.
No team racing going on right now. It's just a parade at this point.
Yeah, that would be very, very frustrating for a team behind in this race, in any of these races.
Charleston's looking pretty good though. Now, especially as they come into this angle, we can really see the distances between the boats, and they've got a pretty solid 2, 3, 4. Nice conversion there at that second mark.
So they just won their last race. Do you think they're feeling a little bit of that, getting into the groove, perhaps?
Yeah, a little bit of a bounce back. You know, I'm not sure. I don't want to overstate the mental side of this. They were obviously feeling great last night. They sounded confident, but not overconfident. They seemed like they were ready for today, and just didn't come out strong. So yeah, maybe they are just, you know, getting back in the groove, getting a feel for the conditions today. But doing pretty well here against this very difficult to beat Hobart William Smith team. I think we can briefly check in with the race that's just coming off the line here.